2 Megapops is an achievement in Bloons Tower Defense 6 where you need to place down a single tower within a CHIMPS game, and that single tower gets the sheer majority of the pops, equating to 2 million or more. And you've seen by the title, you think I'm bloody mad or something like that, but yes, we're going to go with primary expertise. A tower on which can only start attacking once you spent 27,000 from primary mentoring to primary expertise. So we're going to need a lot of help in the early game until we can actually reach 27k. So let's start off with one of the best starting towers in a CHIMPS run, the submarine. Let's get cracking. I would advise getting longer range for this particular map so that the topmost row the submarine can attack balloons on. And why candy falls? Well, we've been on resort a lot lately, and I feel like that having these videos on the same map can get pretty boring as time goes on. I do agree with that, actually. Like, trying to vary the maps can be very difficult, especially for these kind of things where doing it on the easiest of maps is the most simple yet straightforward to follow, but also as well so that it's as easy for you people as well to be able to see what's going on, rather than trying to do a lot of things on a complex map which requires a stupid amount of microing, where you might as well get to a point where you're playing a two Megapops with a mortar monkey of sorts. Micromanaging is my least favorite factor of Bloons Tower Defense 6 and in games in general. I just hate micromanaging as a means of being able to do well within a game, and we actually might need to restart this. Will we? Ooh, that was scraping the barrel there when it comes to damage and all that jazz. So what are we going to do next? I'm thinking of a Dragon's Breath Wizard, so that Water Fire is able to be in this little portion here by the lollipop, so that it enters the loop, hits the Water Fire, and tries to exit the loop, hits the Water Fire. Water Fire is now up, and hopefully Geraldo will be able to deal with the excess of these red balloons. Okay, there we go. Oh, Water Fire, why you just spawn all the way up there? I need you to spawn further south. I need some guided magic if that's going to be the case then. That's rather annoying. I was hoping to get default camera detection on the wizard so that we're able to deal with a lot of camo threats, but alas, we're going to need some submersion support for that factor. And here is submersion support, so let's stick it back on. We're sticking on strong still so that you're able to deal with the strongest most balloons, but then we've also got the wizard monkey on strong because we're prioritizing the water fire for the masses and for the fireballs and magic to hit for stronger balloons. So here we go, here's the camo. We need to submerge and support it so that we're actually able to pop it, and our wizard monkey will be able to deal with this all on its own. Hopefully it will not slack when it comes to the spawns of said water fires, because sometimes you do get an open opportunity as to where you won't be able to pop any balloons there because it's no water fire. It's rather annoying, but alas, it is what it is. So we are saving up for... what should we save up for? I don't really want to solely rely on our wizard monkey to pop lead, so we're going to have to go with heat of darts and then go from there. And our water fire is dealing with all that just fine. Thank you. So, still going to be on strong, so it deals with all this. Excellent. It's going to be incredibly close when it comes to pop count. There's no point putting down our village yet, because I do want a Dragon's Breath. I feel like this is going to be essential for our survival here. And putting it on one of these loops is very, very beneficial because of the fact that a balloon can hit a single water fire multiple times, which is very, very convenient. Could have put it down here, but I think further back here, further along the track is much better because of distance and all that. Oh gosh, there's a lot of regrowers here, but alas, we dealt with all of them. So, when we have the money required, we should be able to pop everything down. I'm hoping that single submarine is able to deal with these purple balloons. Not necessarily everything that spawns after it, but just be able to deal with the purple layer itself. Otherwise, our Dragon's Breath is not going to fare very well whatsoever. Let's see, submersion support, decamifying the balloons, and then going from there. Oh, I should unspawn you from your submerged state so that you're able to continue helping out the Dragon's Breath, because even though the Dragon's Breath is very powerful for the price that you pay for it, it's still very limited. Cough, cough, purple balloons. Okay, we have our village up. We've only got the primary training so far, but we're all going up to primary mentoring. And then from there, we'll be able to hopefully get to 27,000 in order to be able to get it to the primary expertise. But that is still a long way off. And we are still a very, very long way off in order to actually get to that point. I believe we're going to be able to get to it in the mid-50s, if not a bit after that. But it's going to be very, very close. And there's a lot. Okay, as I say, there was a lot of them there. So that is not good whatsoever. Not at all whatsoever. Hopefully, these will be able to deal with this just fine. I'm hoping that the Dragon's Breath will come in and... oh, that's really good. Okay, so now the village is going to be able to start popping here. That's very good. Very limited, but it's still better than nothing. We need to get this ball rolling, otherwise too many pops will be taken away. And you don't want to know what happens if too many pops are taken away. Well, we won't get to 2 million, and we'll have to restart this entire scenario from round 6, which is not favorable whatsoever. Now, round 45, we'll have some camo purple, so I think we're going to need to deal with that by placing down a ninja of sorts. I do eventually want to get this into a balloon sabotage, so I really don't want to upgrade it so that it's too powerful, but let's see how we get along here. So it's not popping all the purples, which is what I feared, so I feel like we're going to need something else. If we just increase the attack speed, then maybe that's going to be the way forward for us, because these camo purples are going to be a huge pain if we don't deal with them. And they're still getting past. Look at that. They're still getting past all this, which is very, very annoying. What about some counter-espionage? And then if the purples make it all the way over here, then our submarine will unsubmerge. Let's do that. All of this is a little bit of trial and error to see what works and what doesn't work. So we need to put it on strong, and unfortunately, by putting it on strong, it's targeting the zebras. Oh, dearie me. Oh, okay, that didn't take away too many pops. I'm kind of happy about that, actually. Camo purples, man, are huge no thank you in this scenario. The only means which we can pop any kind of balloons with the village at this given point in time is a Jerry's Fire attached to the village itself, which is incredibly not ideal. Also, the distraction is quite nice in order to knock back some of the balloons periodically, so that we're able to actually get a few more pops out of the Jerry's Fire from the primary mentoring village. I wish it was a primary expertise, actually. It'll make this challenge just a little bit easier and not being able to get annoyed about all of this. Okay, so what do we do about this? First, if we put it on first, we might... oh yeah, let's just sail right past by, thank you very much. Let's just sail right past by and just bypass absolutely everything that is, well, our submerged support, which should decamoufy them, so that our wizard will be able to attack them once they're out of their purple state. But no, this game loves to trick us and give us a few surprises. I knew there were purples around 48, but not camo ones. Let's see. This Water Fire Dragon's Breath is literally the backbone of our defenses right now. If they all get past this point here, then it's literally up to Geraldo, and Geraldo by himself is not that strong. Okay, yeah, this is 13,000. But, okay, I was about to say our Jerry's Fire was run out, but it's got one more turn left. Let's got a fair few pops, which I'm not a huge fan of. We really need the expertise in our primary mentoring at some point, because we are kind of struggling at this point in the game here. Oh, Jerry's Fire's run out, which means we need moi to have another moi Jerry's Fire. Yeah, this Dragon's Breath has been brilliant right up until now. Do not allow him to escape. Okie dokie, I can live with that. I can live with the fact that maybe the occasional may try to escape, but I would prefer they do not escape whatsoever. Thank you very much. Joe's fire, I think, is always by default going to attack first, which is ideal, actually. Targets the first most balloons, and... Oh, I think the reason why that other one nearly escaped is because the water fire was not down when it looped around. So, that is very fun. Yeah, the MVP so far has been the Dragon's Breath Wizard. If it wasn't for this monkey, then we'll be in heaps of trouble. Although, right now, it looks like we are in heaps of trouble. Just don't let them escape. Okay, the fire should be able to deal with that nicely. There we go. Weaken them up. So, the Dragon's Breath Wizard finishes them off. It's around 55, and we are less than 500 away from... I only slowed it down there because of the fact that they were very close to the edge. Oh, there we go. There it is. Okay, so what we're doing is just going to put a commerce on it so that when we put down our call to arms, the initial 3 stages are just a little bit cheaper. And saving every little bit of money is going to help in this case. This essentially Tesco's. Every little shred helps. Okay, so put that down, and then put radar scanner on it. Like, it can by default target cameras anyways, but we're going to need to eventually go up to MIB and then call to arms. I'm not too sure if the ballista attack is... Well, it's able to pop these ledge just fine, but it's mainly the call to arms part that we really need. We need, for the additional attack speed, we'll be getting 2 overclocks. We'll need the Jerry's fire on that again. What else can we do here? I'm thinking of an alchemist, actually. That's going to really buff the expertise so that it attacks faster. And actually, the rate of fire that it goes at, we don't need any of the other upgrades at all. Like, at all. This thing shoots slow enough so that the strongest stimulant is able to stay on there on almost all of the time. And acidic mixture dip, it only goes out periodically. Like, look at that. It's still on there. Even though we have all this firepower, but yet we are still able to retain this acidic mixture dip, which is brilliant. Like, we don't need any of the other 2 crossbars because they're like, well, it's gonna be meaningless. Now that we've got this up and running, we should check to see how many pops everything's got. So the wizard monkey has got near enough 26,000. The submarine has, oh gosh, so essentially 30,000 there, and Geraldo has, okay, so just over 30,000. 31,000. 31 and a half. So we only have 10,500 really to spare. So if this gets too many pops, or this, or the alchemist, it's game over for us, and we have to start back from the beginning again. Well, not again, because it's our first attempt. I don't even know why I said again there. So what's our next venture? I do eventually want to get a support Chinook. Solely because I need to move this ninja and this wizard monkey out of the way so that the sole firepower of this entire run can be from the wonderful primary expertise. I'm not even sure if you can actually get a perma-brew in this scenario. So therefore we're going with the call to arms and the strongest stimulant, and the overclock, so that we're able to increase attack speed as much as we possibly physically can. But what other things do we want to get? I do want to get a absolute zero in order to slow down all the balloons. This will eventually turn into a balloon salvo, so that periodically we can slow down the balloons on the field, which is all going to be very, very necessary. So we have the money now for 1 overclock, but we do want 2 so that this has 100% uptime with the overclock itself, because right now we only have like about 60 to 65% uptime with the overclock because it's a tier 5 tower. The higher the tier, the less time that you have with an overclock. Yeah, just absolutely incinerated around 76 there. Like, it was just no competition because this thing is just so powerful. I'm especially glad we got the alchemist on it, because then our firepower and our attack rate as well goes up. So we have the overclock as a temporary attack speed boost. We have the jungle drums from our other village here as a means of attack boost. And then we also have the strongest stimulant alchemist as a means of an attack speed boost. All of this being put together, all these small little upgrades can make a huge difference at the end of the day. We're going to be putting down a second engineer here in order to turn it into a overclock. We're going to be putting down the overclock here so we can deal with all the ceramics which just were instantly wiped out. Like in some advanced challenges, the solution to it is the primary expertise. It's a really cheesy tower and one that only starts attacking when you are able to get the 27k after primary mentoring in order to get to that stage. It's a very unique tower, but also one which leaves very, very little wiggle room for 2 Megapops, I believe. I think it's going to be like just over 2 million. That is my guesstimation on this factor, and the fact that we don't have 2 overclocks at this point is an absolute crime in and of itself. So that's that. Okay, that's over halfway, so we'll do that. Always have it so that the bar is about halfway and then use it. And we'll always have that 100% uptime. So what are we thinking of next? The MIB and then call to arms. And then that will enable us in order to attack even faster. But before... Oh, I did forget to do that. I do want our support Chinook so that our wizard does not attack any huge blimps that comes along this way. Do not want that. So that is regenerated, just looking at that one, and then use it then and there. Just keep constantly using the overclock when you have it. We definitely need it. When I was exploring this first, I literally thought the overclock, because of the fact that it's a village, only registers a attack range bonus. Sorry, a range bonus to the tower itself, not an attack rate bonus as well, because of the fact that it's registered as a village in the game or a farm and not a offensive tower, but it's doing both, which is brilliant. Increasing its range, which is not as big of a good thing in this particular scenario, but with everything else involved, yeah, that's good. Support Chinook is up, and we're going to be moving our Dragon's Breath Monkey and our soon-to-be Balloon Sabo Monkey out of these planes. So we're going to put you at the very edge of the map so that if there is anything that could actually linger, then you will be a non-threat. So hopefully the water fight is our last lines of defense, which will be very, very successful. Round 87 is adjourned. Only 20 from the Alchemist, which is good. We don't want it to do any pops if we can avoid it. Oh, we avoided using overclock here and there sometimes, and that can sometimes cause us to have a bit of a downfall when it comes to our overall attack rate. Have 2 of them, and that spanner symbol will always be up on that, which is brilliant. Let's see, there's that. Let's move this out of the way. I'm thinking of now a absolute 0 in the range of the... Oh, hold on. Oh no, I should not have done it that far away, which means it'll only periodically get that. Oh, that's bad. I'm only using this to measure the amount of time we have needed left on that. Okay, so Jerry's fire up. We're going to be putting that on round 97 when we really need it. Sorry for pausing at that moment, but I really did need to pause it so that I can just get my head back on straight here. Because it's just something I really do not really want to repeat if I can avoid it. Like, Candy Falls is one of those easier maps, but it's definitely not the easiest map in the game, but it is definitely up there. I would say it's probably like an A tier easy map. The easiest being like Resort, Logs, and for its length as well, Scrapyard. Let's see, absolute 0 is near there. Like, we could have saved a few bob on the tiers if we just had overclock in place on that, but this is too late, and we just gotta play with where we lie. Let's use the snowstorm to slow down the DTs there, so that our primary expertise and our firepower in order to eradicate all of them. Let's see, overclock is there. We are nearly there to the Court of Arms, which is going to be needed here. Let's do that. snowstorm all of those, so it slows them all down and gives all of those layers the permafrost effect. It's just a shame that once we go down from BFBs to Moabs, that they are essentially unpermafrostified, if that's even a word. But essentially, any child balloons that spawn out has, well, literally have a refresh on the things in which they are affected by, which is annoying in a way. Or they're getting really close to the edge of a tracker, which I do not like. But of course, I forgot about Call to Arms, which is my... You know what? I'm going to restart this round. We're currently at 1 million, but the rest of these rounds should hopefully provide plus 1 million onto the primary expertise. So let us do this again. Let's use a snowstorm very early so that has an even bigger effect on the ZOMGs. Let's see. Call to Arms, I'm only slowing down at this step. Oh no, I've pressed it too many times here. Call to Arms is there, lovely. Overclock is there. Let's use the snowstorm again. Let's use the Call to Arms because we really need that extra attack bonus. Attack speed bonus. Something bonus. It's all a bonus. It's all a game to... Oh gosh, these are making it too far and other things are bopping them. Not at all, my friend. Okay, I'll use that Call to Arms to... I think I screwed myself here because I used Call to Arms too soon there. I should not have used it then and there. Now the DETs might be able to sneak their way through. So we need to slow it down so I can look at the situation at hand without needing to constantly try and guess where they're going to be at any given point in time. Yeah, let's use the Call to Arms. Holy moly, yeah. Let's just monitor the situation very carefully because I do not want to miss out on stuff. If I can avoid it. Okay, let's put it back up to normal speed. Sorry, fast forward speed. I was about to call it normal speed there. Sorry, not permafrost. We will... Yeah, it's permafrost. Snowstorm and more. I was referring to the ability name, not the attributes that it could provide. Call to Arms is there. Hopefully nothing else will be able to do any pops against these behemoths. Do a snowstorm so it gives them the permafrost effect so that they're just a little bit further away from being able to exit the track. Use the overclock again. Use the Call to Arms again. Use the snowstorm again. Use everything again if you have the means to do so. There we go. Okay, so we're going to be good on this. That doesn't do anything. Why is that ability able to be casted? That makes no sense. Okay, so now that we're at level 19, let's just put that on there so that we do bonus damage towards fortifieds. So, towards camos, I mean, not fortifieds. Fortified balloons. Okay, but these fortifieds are really annoying. I don't want to put pickles on it as well because I feel like the decreased attack speed is going to make all the difference. So, we are nearly there for the absolute zero, which is going to be necessary in all this. Yeah, let's just use a snowstorm now. And when it comes down to it, I feel like the absolute zero is going to spend barely any time at all regenerating its ability. Let's see, there we go. Use the absolute zero again to slow them all down to a crawl. Sorry that we're going to be doing this on normal speed rather than fast forward. I really want to see what's going on here. And I'm sure you understand as to why. Let's see. Use the absolute zero again. Hopefully it barely gets it. Yeah, 349. That's a controllable amount of pops here and there. Okay, let's just fast forward it just a little bit. Let's use that again. Used to use Call to Arms again. All of this going on here. Once again, I'm going to slow it down because these fortified... Okay, we've got no more fortified balloons. That's brilliant. Oh, I forgot about Sabo, actually. Let's see. And another thing I've forgotten as well is be able to put these down onto the track. Oh, gosh. Everything's getting too many pops, I feel. So, use that again. Use the over... Ceramics, why are you making it so far along the track? I don't like that. Okay, you are there, so I'm going to put you... Actually, I'm going to put you all on the end of the track. Put them there, put them there. Use a Call to Arms there. Going to use the absolute zero there. Some of them may try and sneak their way through, but I don't think that's going to be a thing. Okay, that is all good and done. Now, can we do this last round without needing to panic. Okay, we lost a little bit of attack speed there, which is not cool. Call to arms, more overclock. Everything is going to be deployed. Oh, we got 50,000 left. This is going to be extremely tight. This is not cool whatsoever. And the Dragon's Breath stole a few pops there. Either that will make the difference or not. Let us just monitor the situation at hand. I'm actually going to do the rest of this in normal speed. I know it's a little bit of a longer video that way, but I do really need to concentrate on everything at hand. The Alchemist's got 2,000 pops. Everything is... I overclocked the wrong tower. Hey, we can get a 023 for, well, only 3,120 months. That's brilliant. What could we do with 600?
Hello.
Nothing really a lot. Let's just put some globs up here, actually. Maybe they'll suffice in order to actually deal with all this. I don't want to put anything offensive down, though. Nothing really else I can think of. Probably, yeah, let's increase the range of these, actually. Like, that might be the difference, actually. Let's do this. Let us crack on with this. The absolute zero will be useless. It only does 1 damage, so let's not do anything about that. Do that. Do that. Also, the balloon sabo is also useless on this round. There's no point doing that. Okay, so let's move you slightly above so that you don't deal any damage to the bad whatsoever. We do not want that. The absolute zero did a bit of damage with his base attack, but that doesn't matter. I'm hoping that that's the last call to arms that we will be using before the bad will be taken down, but honestly, the overclock took a long time to regenerate. Oh gosh, our overclocks are a bit too close to one another. I wonder if I've missed out on some potential damage which I could have done. Let's see, call to arms is there. You're getting really close to the end of the track here, which I don't like. I was really slow to respond there, which I did not like whatsoever. Okay, so you're like that. The absolute zero will be back again, which will be brilliant. Okay, so let's do that. 500. Oh gosh, this is real tight. This is really tight. The gameplay. You are still slow down, which I like. But again... Oh gosh, absolute zero. Okay, I caught them there, which is brilliant. Call to arms again. Yes, we've got it. 2,006,000. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I just looked on this thinking, I wonder how many pops we've got. Then I realized that there's a 2 rather than 1 at the very beginning. Oh, that's awesome. That's a brilliant thing, actually. Like, this is probably not the most optimal route in order to do this, and even CHIMPS made it possible so that you can do this entire challenge without using a Jerry's Fire. Like, that's bloody mad on how you can do a primary expertise without Jerry's Fire. Because I always feel like it would be nigh on near impossible to do this without some, you know, round 40 to 60 Jerry's Fire in order to accumulate a few more pops in order to do all this in. But that's brilliant. I am thoroughly happy with it. Probably one of my prouder 2 Megapops, really. Like, I think probably the proudest video I've done when it comes to, like, 2 Tower Chimps or 2 Megapops is the Crossbow Master with Ultra Boost. Like, I was the first one to discover that combo and complete... Well, not the first one to discover it, but the first one to actually complete a 2 Tower Chimp scenario using those 2 towers. Which is... I'm still very proud of that. So, in this case... With the primary expertise, I really needed the support Chinook here to move the Dragon's Breath Wizard Monkey in order to deter it away from where it originally was. We really needed it here. So once we had the money and all that, use the support Chinook in order to move it all away. And usually, just use these as literally the last lines of defense so that, well... If anything does kind of make its way here, I'm hoping it's something that is quite light in RB numbers so that we can pop all of them together. And these 2 obviously provided the temporary attack speed. I feel like without either Call to Arms or Overclocks or the Alchemist itself, actually, this would not have been possible. I'm glad I got all these buffs on it. Like, that's brilliant. Like, and also this, Glue Gunner was kind of good at the very end there. gluing those. I think we did manage to glue them. Yeah, because it's pointing that way, so obviously we had to slow them down somehow. And there's obviously all of these creepy idols, which I'm actually glad I put the invisibility potions on to Geraldo so that also affects these. Just so that they have a bit more range towards the kind of balloons in which they can slow down with, which is brilliant. I'm very happy with this one. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what kind of 2 Megapops you would like to see me do next. I've been struggling with a 203 ace, and I've not been able to find a solution for that one because the tower itself I keep trying to do, and it's not powerful enough without taking away too many pops. Thank you all so much for watching, people, and take care of yourselves.